girl, Joe. Watch. Good boy. Hi, eyes. Okay, sharing. There she goes. Go do your job. Big dog. Hi, Pep. You got covered with hay. You big baby boy. Go check on our two girls here. Hi, Wednesday. Why not, huh? You guys having your breakfast? Hmm? Good girls. Let's go check on the chickens. Good morning. Come right over here to the chickens. Check these guys out. We're getting their digs set up pretty good. We got all kinds of stuff going on. Having a wonderful morning, chicken lady. We're just out here making plans for the day. We got quite a bit of stuff we're doing, and so got a lot of yard cleanup to do. We had a couple storms blow through, so we had a ton of pine needles come out. Jolene, she's doing her job. Not exactly sure what she sees, but she's out doing her livestock guarding. She's outside the pen, so she's doing her loops. Joe, come here. Come here, Joe. Come on, Joe. Yeah, she's hyper focused on something. Don't know what. And that's why you get an LGD. Because whatever I can't see, she's seeing. Yeah, we got hit with a storm, and so blew a bunch of these pine needles out, and so I'm getting my piles ready to go. I got this big pile. I'm waiting for one of our friends. She wants to get some for her garden. This is just a mix of everything, and then, yeah, massive pine needles, big piles everywhere. So these guys, if I let them loose into it, they'll actually eat a lot of it. So they're actually chowing down pretty good. Of course, I refilled their feeder. So the four musketeers here, they're hanging out. Hi, buddy. They've been doing pretty good. They've been doing real good. Been so busy with work, I haven't been able to do much. So it's been very, very hectic, and it's only going to get more hectic as we go through everything. Salty Anchor, thanks for stopping by. Thank you for leaving a comment. We're checking out. I'm just out here working away, taking a break. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you're on here live. Just double tap the screen, and that's all you got to do. If you like seeing our goats and our crazy animals, the LGD barking at whatever she's barking at. We're getting all kinds of good stuff going on. So yeah, we gotta haul the yard debris. We can't burn yet. We still got a brush burning ban here, so which is fine. It only cost me $6 to get rid of a trailer load of it, so I gotta load all that stuff up once I finish up raking up and doing all that. It's good for wildfire mitigation. Thank you, Chicken Lady. Appreciate it. We always get the pop-ins and the pop-outs and all that. It is where I am at, B Diddy. Thanks for stopping in. It is 8:11 a.m. So the sun just came up about 45 minutes ago. Yeah, Chicken Lady. She's a Great Pyrenees, but she's not like the type you see roaming around the city. She actually came from a wow, 11:25. Okay. Wow. Oh, 11:12. Okay. So you're on the East Coast. So Jolene, she came from a sheep rancher, and he had two different litters, one with his Anatolian Shepherds and one with the Great Pyrenees. So we went with her first. She's probably about 80 pounds now. She's 8 months old. Yeah, the city dwelling Great Pyrenees, they just kind of loaf around and wander, but you can see she's all the way up in alert mode. She's got her tail curled up and everything else. Yeah, yeah, the Pyrenees, I mean, they're great dogs. Most of the time, if I go out there, she'll just flop at my feet. And she likes to play because she's still a pup, but she does pretty good. This guy here, I don't know what he thinks he is. It's Peppercorn. We got rid of a couple goats last weekend, a couple of the kids that were left. Yeah, they definitely do good guarding the herd, that's for sure. Hi, Pep. This guy, he's starting to get his big, beautiful horns. Yeah, he's a very gentle boy. We weathered him, so he'll never breed, but he's just such a friendly boy, huh, Pep? He's just got that little stubby snout on him. Huh. Well, let's go see what's stirring up the chickens. I just heard an eruption over there. Rooster, he came flying out, and he was like trying to dominate everything. Joe, what are you looking at? You can see that she's like, something's got her twisted up. We've had a lot of does and fawns coming around, so of course if it's a deer and it's something big and it just stares at her, then you know it's like making eye contact. Thank you, B Diddy. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that you decided to sub. There again, if you haven't hit the like on this, make sure to double tap the screen. All the likes help us out here on the farm. We're hoping one day that we can monetize, in, you know, maybe in 20 years or so we can pay for all the feed for these guys. All the girls are out. So these two here, we had an entire flock that we picked up for free. These two came out of that flock, and both of them are broody. So with Mr. Rooster there working, and we have another rooster there. So we got up to a total of 20 chickens, and some of them are still up on the roost in there. And so we had to definitely have two roosters because Stacy just didn't have the energy to service all the ladies, so to speak. So that second rooster, he's still pretty young, but him and Stacy get along pretty good, so can't complain. Liberator, thanks for stopping by. Make sure double tap, please sub. We're looking to hit 100 here. That's what we're hoping for. A lot of times YouTube takes away anything that I get on the lives, but we'll sure give it a shot. Yeah, all you guys go quiet. Stacy, call your girls out. Sometimes they'll call on demand. Go ahead, Stace. You gonna call them? Call the girls out. He was crowing at 3 o'clock this morning. Yeah, thank you, Liberator. Appreciate it. We got the girls are out. They're eating. So we've got a combination of feeds going on in here. So in the tube we have just a standard flock raiser, and then we have some layer crumble there. We also have pellets and stuff like that, but we've been trying some different stuff. We're trying to get, we're really trying to get our egg production up here, but as the daylight gets less, one thing that we're going to do, and it's on my list of things to do today, along with doing a covered water trough for the animals and everything, is to actually get this thing sited out. I got a whole bunch of this standing lock seam roofing, and so I need to still install a ridge cap on that. But during our rainstorms, surprisingly, this area stayed very dry. So I'll get a ridge cap for it. It's a special ridge cap that you need that actually interlocks down the locking seam. And so I got to get that in and get all that stuff. Uh-oh, I see something about drama areas. No good. Drama online never works. So whatever the chickens were getting stirred up about, who knows. Go check on the quail here. They got nice full feeders and water and all that stuff. And these guys, they're still producing huge eggs, actually. So they're doing really good. So all the quail are still in nice production mode. They're starting to fluff a little bit, and it's definitely starting to get down in the temperature range here where it's going to be a little bit too cold for them to be outside. So one thing that we're going to do is we're going to extend off the side of the barn, and we're going to make a freestanding cover, and then get these guys under that. So they're going to get a custom-made freestanding cover that comes off the side. And then my wife and I were discussing making an actual milking parlor over here. So that's on the list of things to do. The bucket feeders we've kind of strayed away from, and the main reason is that they're staying up, they're freestanding, and all that. But we're using those fence line feeders that we made. Go see what the Turks are up to. Hey guys, what are you doing? You guys are up on your perch. It's fall, and these guys, I mean, they are eating a lot. They are really chowing down quite a bit. So yeah, they're definitely eating a lot, and that's to be expected here in the fall. But we're going to bump up their feed protein probably 22%. We're just deciding which tom we're going to keep and which one we're going to have for Thanksgiving dinner. And that guy's looking like a real good candidate over there. We're keeping this hen and probably that tom. He's a little bit smaller, a little more docile. This one here, he's a bit aggressive, so he'll become Thanksgiving. So we really want him to put on a good amount of bulk before winter, because if you guys have looked at any of my shorts, I think Chicken Lady, you did, we get a lot of snow here. So, and then I got to cover their coop too. So yeah, we got lots of stuff going on here on the old farm. A lot of land work. We also took out some trees that were dead. So we took down, oh yeah, the frostbite. Yeah, we got to really watch that with our turkeys and chickens, especially when we have a big drop. Yeah, I don't mind the snow, actually. The snow actually makes it easier in a lot of ways to navigate and stuff like that, you know, especially out in the back country. I don't know if you guys follow us on Facebook or Instagram, but, you know, it's like prime outdoor hunting and fishing season here. And been out doing a lot of hunting also in the afternoons and the early mornings and stuff. And we got a California tortoiseshell butterfly migration going on. So about midday, there's just literally thousands of butterflies flying around everywhere. It's really cool. Yeah, I don't know if that's a fungus or a frostbite, but I'm guessing it is a frostbite. It's so hard to tell, and you know, I mean, if it's not affecting the quality of life, you know, especially on turkeys. Turkeys are tough. We have wild turkeys up here where we're at, and they seem to do pretty good. This guy is beefing up. He's getting real big. He's a big boy. I have no idea what she keeps seeing. I'm thinking that there's deer that are kind of transiting up and down the road. This time of year, there's a lot. Oh, he can't see good. Yeah, that's crucial for turkeys. You know, turkeys have to be able to see. That's like their main defense. Between that and being able to distinguish colors and movement, you know, from wild predators. These guys, they get pretty alert if there's something weird, and obviously either she's barking at shadows over there in the corner or something. Yeah. But these guys are starting to get their winter coats, so they're getting real fluffy. Arabelle, she's a good girl. She likes to flicker her tail when you scratch her just right. She's going to get bred in December. So her and the other two milking does, we're breeding them in December. They'll kid out in about May or June. Oh, Fuzzbutt. That's a good name. Well, I see 13 people in here. If you guys could double tap and hit that like for us, that would be really appreciated if you're enjoying the content. You know, there's a guy on the corner that he has pet rabbits, and he'll let them actually loose, which is there's so many predators around here. We're working on making the soap right now. That's something big on our plans, is to make soap and do that kind of thing. But right now we just drink the milk. I mean, straight, you know, we flash freeze it so it doesn't have a goaty flavor. And, you know, we just drink it. We do have cheese cultures. That's something else that we want to do. That was kind of like our main purpose, was to try to make as many dairy products out of it as possible. And, you know, work has just been nuts. And my wife is currently working on quite a bit of stuff. So, yeah. But Sharon here, this little girl, she's going to be bred next November. She'll be up to full size by then. And we're going to be, we've been shopping around for a breeding buck. We have a second property. And Pepper will probably go over with the breeding buck, keep him company. Don't know if we're going to have to get a second LGD over there or not. Probably. But oh, the huckleberry lotion. Yeah, definitely. Because we do get good huckleberry harvests up in the, higher up than what we're at. We're in the mountains, but you got to go to a little bit different forest than what we have here. So, oh, buddy, he's a good boy. Last night, trying to rake up, and this guy comes over and starts wanting scratches with the rake. He loves his scratches with the rake. And he puts his head down. He's got one cur left to fall off from his disbudding. We didn't do that. That was the people we got him from. But he's just a big baby boy. And he's starting to get his nice little goatee going too. Yeah. Pepper. Pepper's going to be a shaggy buck. Actually, weather. But, you know, you get what I'm saying. He's going to be a shaggy boy. He's a big baby too. They've been enjoying their goat tower. You guys, it's all about breakfast. Isn't it, Oz? Oz, you're a big boy. Yeah, you're a big boy, huh? We were feeding the chickens last night. And he comes out there, and him and Sharon, their you know, their voice, they kind of, you know, they sound more like a cow than a goat. And it's like, what's up with you guys? Sharon? Oh, Sharon, she's a good girl. Yeah, you're a good girl. Garbage disposals. Oh, nice. Yeah, the tires are awesome. We set up tires for the kids to go play over there. Oh, that brush pile is going to get chipped up, so we're going to make some wood chips out of that. That's off all those trees. And then this big long tree right here is going to turn into a flagpole for the front yard. So I got to skin it out and finish cleaning it up. But it's about 40 feet, so I'm going to set it in the ground 4 feet and put a pretty serious amount of concrete around it and some, rebar, and we'll have a nice flagpole up in the front of the property. So yeah, the tires are great. We built the goat tower and they've been using it. Uh, they're not using it now because there's plenty of fresh feed, but you can see one of the odd things about goats is they like to debark stuff, and it kind of entertains them. And some people, they're like, oh, pine bark, it's horrible for goats. Their goats never get sick. I haven't done a worm test on them, but I don't think that they're going to have a lot of parasites because there's a lot of stuff that really has a negative, in the pine, it'll kill parasites. So you'll see them, they'll pick up these little pine needles off the ground and chew on them, or when we cut down the trees and limb them, we'll throw the limbs in and they strip all the pine needles off the limbs. But I don't know if that's verified by veterinary science or whatever, so, it's always a cautionary tale. And depending on the species of pine trees that you have, we have lodgepole and ponderosa, but our property is all predominantly lodgepole. So it was all replanted back in the late 1800s. They logged the area out for pine and sent it down the Deschutes River down to Bend, and they made shipping crates out of it. So that was one of the big industries here for a long time, was timber, which Oregon is known for. And there was a lot of logging that happened in this area. That's what this all originally was. And there was sawmills everywhere and everything else. And they'd use buckboard wagons and go haul this stuff off the mountain and down into Bend, and then narrow gauge railroads and all kinds of stuff. If you go down on the Deschutes River around us, you'll see a lot of, stumps and things like that, even out in the reservoir lands and all that stuff. We got a couple giant reservoirs here that they're man-made, and they're used for irrigating out in the further east where there's not very much water, or the water table's too deep. So, but you'll see, you'll go walk through the woods and here's a huge, 4 or 5 foot diameter stump from a giant ponderosa out there. If you go up in the higher up in the Cascades or over in the western Oregon, there's a lot of that. You'll see where, it's like an archaeological discovery. So it's pretty cool. Up on Mount Hood, which is way north of us, you can see the old Oregon Trail wagon ruts still, and you can see the burn marks in the trees where they used rope to lower wagons down approaches and stuff like that. Very, very steep. So this area, John C. Fremont, if you're familiar with Western history, he passed through this area in the mid-1800s, kind of exploring and surveying. If you've heard of Fremont, California, or Fremont, Wainema National Forest, or any of those types of places, Peter Skeen Ogden, all those early pioneers and explorers, there's a lot of history. Oh, where did your grandma live, chicken lady? She's here. Good girl. She's here. Look, she lets you even play with her lips. She's a silly girl. My girl. Got it. Oh, Portland, yeah. That's where I was born. I was born in Portland, so is my wife and my kids. We had to get out of there. If you follow the news, it's not very hard to understand, why people. There's a lot of people that live there still. Callie, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Sorry I haven't been on a lot of lives lately. I've been pretty busy with work, so Saturday's here, and I'm just out here visiting the goats and playing with everything and making sure everybody's fed. Go back over and check on the chickens here. Mr. Stacy is being very quiet this morning. I think it's because he's very full. He's a very full boy. I was hoping some of the lavender Orpingtons had come out that we got, but they kind of like to sleep in. We got all of our other barnyard mix here. I don't know what those are, but they're very friendly. We got some very friendly birds. Looks like we're gonna have some girls climb in and lay under the coop. They've been laying eggs everywhere. I opened up the coop this morning and there's one right in the middle of the floor. Yeah, we got the true traditional barnyard mix. We don't even know what half these chickens are. We just know they're chickens. Hi, girls. We know that's a white Brahmin there. They some of them we got, they had not been taken care of, and we got 9 for free, and they were locked in a shed when we got there, and the shed had 4 feet of manure on the bottom, and we had to force the door open, and we got in there, and like the Lavender Orpingtons and so these guys here, whatever they are, they were in there. They were sitting on eggs. There had to be like 8 dozen eggs. The lady just sold the house and left them, and the realtor that closed the sale put out a thing, and people were like, well, I'll take 1 or 2, or I'll take 1 or whatever. Arezzo, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, guys. Um, yeah, it was a bad situation. One of the Lavender Orpingtons, she's absolutely huge. I wish she'd come out. She's got to be like 8 or 9 pounds. She's fat, and she looks like she's wearing bell bottoms. But I don't think she wants to come out right now. But yeah, it was a bad situation, and the people are like, we don't know anything about chickens. We just want them gone. So we took 2 dog crates and a fishing net because they were scared to death. We couldn't even pick them up, and we proceeded to have to net all but one, and the one that was broody, which is that larger orange one there. She was just sitting on the eggs, and we were able to pick her up, and she wasn't defensive. But the guy that bought the house is like, I don't know what I'm going to do to clean this up. I'm like, just start filling bags, because it was a really nice shed. It's built on a concrete slab, and somebody paid a lot of money for that, but it had been converted into a chicken coop, and it obviously hadn't been cleaned out. Yeah, chicken lady. That's what, I mean, we lost one yesterday. We just came out to the coop and it was laying in there. Don't know what got it, but it was just laying in there, and you know, obviously had to go clean up all that stuff. But that was another one out of some that we had rescued. You just never know. You look for mites, do all the stuff, and you just can't save all of them. But we've prided ourselves on, saving a lot of these guys from either starving to death or, something else. So, these little speckled ones, the lady, she was like, I'm too old to take care of chickens. Yeah, the roosters, we culled out some. So we when we get roosters, we'll cull on occasion. But we eat them. Nothing goes to waste here. So, but Stacy, he's kind of our pride rooster there, the black copper Moran. That's what he is. We know that for a fact. And we have a Buff Orpington, and we have this Barred Rock, and we have the white Brahmin there. But a lot of these, like that rooster there, I'm 99% sure is Rhode Island Red. He came out of a barnyard mix that we hatched. There's a Stacy. Such a big rooster. So if people still have chickens that they're like giving up for free, we try to get on the list to try to get those. So that's something that we really pride ourselves on, is trying to get, keep these chickens up. And that's why we're expanding the coop. Eventually I think this entire thing's going to turn into a coop, and we're going to have the run going off to the side there so they can go over and taunt and harass the turkeys when they're not out free ranging. But they usually, we give the dogs a chance to come out, and they get to free range and do all that stuff after the dogs go back into lockdown. Go check on these goats again. This is where they'll be for most of the day, right at the feeder. They'll be right at the feeder, won't you guys? Goaters. Hi, Oz. Hi, buddy. Is that your dreamy spot, buddy? Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a guy that goes around Central Oregon, and he puts out ads to pick up free roosters. And what he does is he picks up the roosters and then he takes them to the livestock auction and he resells them. It's not a bad idea if you're looking to move birds for profit, but typically, much like a wether like Ozzy, who's a pack goat instead of being a meat goat, people don't find uses for roosters too often unless they have a large flock. And if you got a large flock of hens, man, it's really something that's, you know, you got to have. Oh, share. Good girl. I love animals, and, my whole family loves animals. I still hunt and, fish and do all that stuff. And, I go out and catch crawdads and crab and do all those kinds of things. I still do all that stuff. Um, there's something different between, when you're in pursuit, and this is just my opinion, when you're in pursuit of game versus, the connections we make with our animals that we raise and work so hard for. Yeah, the farmed pheasant. A lot of people do stuff. Kirby, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. Sorry I haven't been on your lives lately. I've been at work. Been a little busy. Um, People raise chukar, pheasant, quail to train bird dogs. And I have 2 bird dogs, and I always used pigeons because, as opposed to a game bird that's really expensive, the pigeons are very, very, they're plentiful, and they're a pest in a lot of ways. So we would use pigeons to train the bird dogs instead. Um, and that's a domesticated bird. And some people, they eat the pigeon eggs, they eat the pigeons, doing all that stuff. But they, there's a big market for training birds, and then pheasant reserves also, or game bird reserves. Private hunting places that's really popular. So I've had people tell me to do the same thing. They're like, "Oh, raise pheasants." First of all, outside of going bird hunting, um, I just I don't have any desire to deal with more game birds than what we have, which are the Coturnix quail, which are truly a domesticated farm quail. So, I mean, they do occur wild, but not here in the United States. Um, yeah, pigeons, a lot of people like to keep pigeons. I had friends when I was in middle school that, had whole coops full of pigeons. And I always asked them, I'm like, why do you have them? And they were like, oh, they're pets. Apparently very popular in Eastern Europe to keep pigeons in a coop. Um, so nice, Kirby. We're getting ready to start building our raised beds so that we can take some of this material and put in there. So we're going to do hugelkultur. So it's basically, putting the compost into the bed and getting it composting and doing all that kind of stuff. So we got plans to get that going too. Yeah, we got a busy Saturday ahead of us here. So we're gonna get out the wood chipper here once it gets a little later and start chipping up all that debris over there, making some nice wood chips. Probably gonna cut down a few more of these dead trees in this stand. We got I don't know, another 4 or 5 to go. So need to take those out. We took out one dangerous one also. That was this larger one. It was right on the fence line, and we cut that one down. So all this will get repurposed into building material. So we're gonna use all those guys as building material. See if I don't trip on a stump. Oh, we're not gonna even have a fall garden because it's already starting to freeze in the morning. Right now it's probably 41. So I'm obviously in short sleeves. You get it climatized. But it's about 41 degrees right now. The other morning it was 30 when I went to work. So 30 and clear, very clear day. So I think we're expecting a little bit of precipitation this afternoon, and so hopefully it's helping get our lawn green. And we're trying to get clump grass to grow in. We get this little clump grass that grows around here, and we're trying to get that to grow into the wood stand here. It helps control the dust. Joe, come here, girl. Come on. Come on. She's been on alert all morning. 83. Yeah, Alabama's a lot hotter than here. I'll send you some cool stuff. Have a good day, Kirby. Thanks for stopping by. Good girl. Joe, what are you doing, huh? What are you doing, girl? She likes to shove her head through the fence. She don't have horns to get stuck. Oh, she hears the ravens. She does good defending. Yeah, nighttime is when it gets real cold. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, I'm going to have to go let the other two dogs loose so that they can exercise and get their energy out. It'll turn into full chaos. Joe's ready. Joe. 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 Hey. Ding, ding, ding. Joe. Ding, 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 ding. Amazing thing with her, she sleeps all day. Definitely a nocturnal guard dog. But she doesn't hardly bark at night unless there really is something, but she's doing her job right now. She's just watching. Oh, you see the chickens over there, the neighbor's chickens. They're out free ranging already. Morning, Colleen. How you doing? Happy Saturday morning. Hopefully weather's holding out over there in the valley for you. Real nice here. About 41, clear. Hi, girl. What do you see? What do you see? Watch it. Watch him. Watch him. Watch him. Look at that stance on her. She's a big dog. Well, she's a talker too. Joe. She's a good girl. Yeah. Except when she's not that nice fluffy white coat when she's rolling around and stuff. She's actually, you can see I've had to clean up the compost pile quite a few times because she likes to jump in that and root around. So she's she's a good girl. Hi, Arabelle. Can you come say hi? Hi, girl. Arabelle likes to sit in between my legs like this, and then she likes her back hock scratched. Well, hi, Pep. Hi, Peppercorn. Look at him. He's a baby. Fiona's 150 pounds. Yeah, I'm hoping she gets up into that 130 to 150 pound range. Oh, Pep. What are you doing, buddy? You got to take a bite out of my pants. Hi, Arabelle. She's a good girl. You don't like her head touched too much. Naturally pulled goat. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's breakfast time. Pepper, what are you doing? What are you doing, Pep? Huh? What are you doing, Pep? Hi, buddy. Yeah, these guys, if you guys wouldn't have been born goats, you would have been pigs, huh? Hi, Pep. Hi, Arabelle. Yeah, she's a good girl. She's our pocket goat when she wants to be. Come in with a bag of grain, and that really gets her going. They start talking. Arabelle, you gonna talk? Huh? You gonna talk, Arabelle? Yeah. And there again, 40 minutes later, in the same position, eating, nonstop. Arabelle, did you get your belly full? My girl? She's like a big kitty cat. She likes to rub against you. Pepper's over there watching the neighbor's chickens. Pepper. Hi, Pep. So we had an old derelict broom, and we made him a scratcher. Oh, Pep. Hi, Pep. He's our little luxury goat. If I sit down on the bench, he might actually come up and join. Wow. Arabelle. Good girl. Hi, Pep. Sure does have pretty markings on him. It was kind of a toss-up whether or not we were going to weather him or not. Because he's such a pretty boy. But he got a little bit too frisky, even as a 8-week-old buck, and it was like, yeah, we can't have that. So, but we got, as long as the folks that we've been talking to, no, we don't disbud. We keep the horns on him. It's good. You know, he's so gentle. Like, I can hold his horns and all that. Wednesday and Winona, they're too old to pull. So it would just be torture on them. And they're good milking goats, especially Winona. She's a good girl, but she doesn't. She's really my wife's goat. Both of these guys are attached to my wife, and I think they went through 3 farms before we got them. And this freshening, Winona had 1 buck, and then Wednesday had 2 bucks, a couple bucklings, and the guy that originally had them, he got sick and he couldn't take care of them anymore. So this lady that we got them from, she had them, and they both had twins. And Winona's twins jumped into a bucket of water and drowned when they were too young. That's why we've always been really diligent about our watering stations and keeping them, small. That way, if one did jump in, we wouldn't have to worry about it. But we do have a big trough now. Not too worried about Pepper. Pepper's a pretty good boy, and he does his stuff. But we got them, and that's what we've done. That's what I think Pepper's going to do here. Hi, Pep. You coming up to say hi? Hi, Pep. Pepper. Come on. Go up on your tower, buddy. Go on. Oh, boy. There we go. Hey. We got Mr. Pepper up on the tower. Hi, Pep. Hi, buddy. Hi, Pep. You say hi? He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Hi, Pep. Hi, buddy. What a nice boy. Oh, is that your dreamy spot, buddy? You stand up there 7 feet in the air and start to get dreamy? He's a good boy. He's a great boy. He's a really good goat. He can hold his hooves up for his trimmings. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good boy. Huh. He doesn't mind his underside touched. I think his scrotum's just about ready to fall off. Ozzy's did. We found it out. We found it out in the barnyard. It's like, oh, there we go. Yeah. Pep. He's going to be a shaggy boy. He's going to be a pretty boy when he gets all fully grown, huh? He's already a pretty boy. Oh, Pep. He's such a gentle boy. He's a good baby. Oh, Pep. Oh, boy. You say hi again? Okay, I won't stop petting you. Yeah, if any of you are on Facebook or Instagram, you can look us up, 3 Rivers Farmstead, and give us a follow over there too, because we always post different content to each one of our platforms. So you can interact with us there on a regular basis. We usually do daily content on both of those and do all that stuff. But yeah, he's a good boy. Arabelle, you going to join in up there? No, you found some more morsels. Non-stop feeding, Winona. Cool girl. She'll get milked here in about an hour or so. So we'll have another, between her and Wednesday, we'll get another nice full quart. Wednesday, her last baby went last weekend, so Gomez is gone. And then Nutmeg, she went too. So they went as a pair. And Gomez will be used as a breeding buck. And of course, once Nutmeg gets up to age. CE, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for stopping by. Sorry I haven't been on the lives lately. I've been at work for the most part. Just doing a live here and playing around with the goats. There he goes. Yeah, do your buck stuff. Hi, Mr. Buck. Hi, Mr. Buck. Yeah, I'll get the alerts, because everybody that's actually on this chat right now, I have you guys set up with notifications, and I'll get the notification, and it's like I'm in the middle of a meeting or getting stuff prepared. But weekends are kind of the time that I have now. Mister. See, they like to eat the bark. Peppercorn. Yeah, he's a good boy. Your horns itch. You're raising all the way up. Yeah, me. Oh, you're trying to nibble me. You naughty boy. You naughty little boy. Are you a naughty boy? Are you a naughty boy? Yeah, it's your ear. Yeah, he's a lot of fun. Wait till they get the zoomies with the big ones, with Ozzy. It's like a bull in a china shop. Hi, baby boy. Yeah, he's about due up to put him in the soft pack. I'll show you something here that we're trying to break Sharon of. Because she's going to be a milker, we're trying to get her to get used to having something under her belly. Plus, while she's growing, we're going to use her for packing also. But once she does her first kidding, those days are over for little Miss Sharon. I mean, she can come out and hike, but do too much damage to her udders with the cinch. So she'll just kind of do her thing. Like Sharon. Good girl. All right. One last check-in on the chickens. Let's see. Oh, see, one of the lavenders came out. That was one out of that 9 free chickens. She's gonna go back in and tuck in. Still got one up on the roost there. Hi guys. These guys are, I think this is a speckled Sussex. I don't know for a fact, but we got these twin girls, and they like to just lay wherever they can. They don't even like to use the nest boxes. We set up all these nice nest boxes for them and did all that stuff. And originally it was under the coop, but because they pushed their way through to go lay eggs under the coop, which is a pain to get out, we just moved it out here. So we're kind of hoping that, they decide that they want to start using them. The barred rock uses the ones on the inside. She'll go in there and lay, and then she roosts for a while. Same with the Orpington over there. She'll use the nest boxes too. So, but yeah, they're definitely doing good. A little black chicken there. We still don't know what she is. She came as a barnyard mix. Yeah, the chicken lady, they get real picky. It's like almost a demand. It's like, really? You guys are going to get that picky about what you have for nest box? But you can see we use those Tidy Cats litter pails. We use them up, for the cat litter for our cat. And then we just keep them, and we cut off the upper portion, the fold out portion of the lid, and just screw them down onto some wood, and then it just expands out nesting boxes. I see a lot of, really high-end nesting boxes. CE, it was something my wife saw on some chicken chat group on Facebook, and she's like, oh, we got a bunch of those. And so we have 6 of them right now. We'll probably expand out and keep doing more. I'm thinking about just building like a 2x4 rack, and that way they're elevated. Stacy's making some weird sounds. There goes Joe. Oh, it's probably because Jolene was over there. But yeah, we wanted to do that and kind of utilize that. So, and we have a whole bunch of extra chicken stuff that we picked up when we got the 9 chickens because the people didn't want them. So, oh, the hay, yeah. And we were using straw for a long time, but we went over the cedar shavings. They were easier to clean up and lighter and everything else. So we did that. And they seem to not mind the cedar shavings, but I might take some of this leftover orchard grass drop that we get from the goats and try building it out. Yours hate the buckets. I wonder if it's an enclosure thing, you know, where they feel concealed. But yeah, the kitty litter pails, we've had mixed results with that. But we'll be out here and I'll find eggs in the compost pile. I'll find them under trees, everywhere. There's like, you know, you'll just be walking around and, oh, there's an egg. Oh, there's an egg. Joe, where are you going to get that truck? Big girl. And the neighbor dog's trying to call her over to play. Go play with Ruger. Go play with Ruger. Go say good morning to Ruger. Joe. Good girl. Go say hi to Ruger. It's okay. Neighbor dog, Ruger. He comes out and he wants to play. They chase each other down the fence line from across the road. Huh. Good girl. Good baby. All right. Well, it's about that time now. Let's see. What time is it here? It is 9 o'clock a.m. and the sun's getting high enough in the sky. I think I'm going to have to go get the wood chipper out, bring that over, get the trailer over here, and start loading up debris to take to the dump and get that going. So can't necessarily do all that on the live. I'm sure my battery's about dead on my phone here. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here, but I do appreciate everybody that stopped in for the conversation. If I have time during the week and I see your guys' lives, I'm going to definitely try to pop in there and join everybody and hopefully stay connected. So everybody have a great day that was on here. Chicken Lady, it's always nice to talk to you and share everything about the birds and all the farm stuff that we got going on. So thanks, CE, GPC. Thank you for stopping by. Really appreciate it. And I'll connect with you guys. Take care.